Hello YouTubers and Odyssey people. Is that you, Vern? Nobody knows who that is anymore. But we're here and starting part 2. And we're going to start pulling parts of the side cover off, airbox, to get at these carburetors. Fun. Everything in there is, I tell you, some of that stuff in there is pretty hard. The gas lines, I'm not really sure how I'm going to get those gas lines off. It's going to be interesting. So let's get this thing down to where you can see what I'm doing. We're going to go down. Ready? Oh! You okay? Alright. Hope I didn't drop you on your head or anything. Alright. Oh. There's a couple of screws here. That's not it. Wasn't too bad today. Supposed to rain tonight, I guess. Not that we couldn't use the wash down some of the junk. I'm way off today. Gee whiz. Did I have the right one to begin with? Oh, now I got the right one, finally. I'm really concerned at what those carburetors look like. I took the tank that's sitting over there by the door, swished it around. What chance I get, I kind of grab it and swish it around with the old gas in it. See if I can use some of the old gas to break up. I'm going to take that out today. I don't know when I put it in a bucket or something. Put it outside in the shed. It stinks. I'll put some new gas in it and see what that's all about. Okay. There it is. A lot of Phillips from what I saw of the other one. I'm glad somebody did this before me. I'm glad somebody did this one before I did. Tell you what, I never would have found the battery right if somebody hadn't done this before me. Alright, this little hose back here. Oh, it's got a little springer on it. Okay. We'll get it in. There we go. It just pops up there. This one's got a little spring on it, which I think is going to end up on the ground. So we're going to put that in the tray. Alright. And this little tube here came off the back of the air cleaner. Use it at work. Wow, that wasn't even tight. Wow, that thing was super loose. Good gosh, that thing was super loose. That's the one that's the one that tightens around the carburetor. It's a clamp. That's what it should be tight. Possibility of sucking air. I'll have to look at these rubbers and I'll show you. Because if they end up being too hard, might have having to replace them. Because this clamp here clamps around the carburetor. If it doesn't clamp the carburetor hard enough and make a tight seal, you're going to end up sucking air in through there and messing up your air mixture. You're putting too much air in with your gas. Running wrong. Okay, stuff in here that they haven't shown. Now I know this one, you have to get it up out of the way. Alright, back. One video guy, when he was doing this, said that every time he tried to get these carburetors up out of here, he kept hitting hoses. And then the one hose he broke up in the top, which needed a T, was the other one that I have to be careful of, and that's the gas line that goes from what comes out of the fuel pump goes to a T, which goes to one and then goes to the other carburetor. There's a T right there, and you got to make sure you don't break that because they're pretty brittle. But you see all these hoses here? Are you with me here? Here's one hose. That's the hose that came out of the back of the air cleaner. I think it comes up here to a little box, which may be the... Sure, we take that one off. So let's get that off real quick on this side before we go to the other side. I will be replacing as much of those gas lines as I can out of the pump. There's a couple little special sized lines on there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those off or not. They just said, okay, here's where the take off what you need to take off this thing, and then it pops up like this, comes out like this. So they don't show you what lines are taken off here. Okay, so it looks like possibly this is all from this side. I might end up having to take this line here, which is, ooh, I wonder if that's a water line. Is that a water line? Ooh, that's a water line. I don't want to take that off. Maybe just this one here. Well, we'll see. Okay, let's head out to let's go over to the other side now. Alright, let's see. There's the other screw to the other side of this upper hose. I took the other one off below. And so here's the upper one. So I'm going to take that off. And then we're going to see what happens. Okay. These hoses are really hard. That should be good enough. Screwdriver. And gently pry it off. Okay. This thing's magnetic, but it doesn't stick to plastic well. This is not going to be fun at all. Good God. Oy. Alright, I got everything here. Man, that's going to be fun to get out of there. I got that loose. Very loose. Maybe I don't have it loose. Did I loose? I loosened it, didn't I? No, I didn't loosen. I loosened the lower one that went to the carburetor. This is the one on top of the carburetor. Okay. Let me take you back around there. That's the screw to what I'm taking out, which is that crazy arched thing. There we go. It's a little easier to move now. Oh, this one kind of came loose. Okay, it's out. Alright, there it is. And I'm going to mark this as the, well, does it have a notch? Okay, I got that marked. So it looks like we have a few other things here. Let's get this little clip off here, move it backwards. There we go. Screwdriver. Gently loosen up. Hopefully I didn't lose too much there. I just looked down and it was off. Battery died. So we took this cover off here. It was right here. Phillips took that cover off, and then we got the 2 throttle cables, 2 jam nuts. You want to remove these. Don't mess with this. These are the settings. These throttles are all synchroned up just right. And I marked this one here as the upper one, so I know which one's which. I mean, they probably set just right because this one's longer and this one's shorter, but I don't want to take a chance of messing it up. So we're going to see about taking those. This wrench is a 10 millimeter. So we're going to loosen these up. Got to hold this in. I'm going to put pliers on it, get an adjustable wrench. Do it correctly here. Hang on, let's do this one here. I can get at it. This will be a lot better. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Voila, the power of editing. I got these loose already. Holy cow, I was fast. Alright, so if I remember, they took the bottom one off first. Let's see, I did check the throttle cable here. I think the bottom one came off first. Supposed to just pull up out of there. Maybe it's the upper one that comes out first. Come out like down like that, and then we pull it out. Oh, okay. Looks like it comes out there. And let's see if this one comes out there too. It's got to come down past that. I have to pull this wire down here and then pull it out. Nuts. Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, look at that. Heh. Leave it alone. Don't move it. Get it up out of there if you can, and then spin it this way. Look at that. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So all I do is pull it this way. I can grab my pliers so you can see what I'm doing. Pull the wire right there and it should come out. Look at that. Whoop, there's one. Okay, now I think this one, that one's already loose, so we're going to have to get this one around. It's kind of up tight against the carburetor a little bit. That's tighter. I know people are yelling at me how to do this. This line here. Let's push this line back. Alright. Moved. Let me back this up a little bit. Back it up. I just moved this line because I was pushing up against it. I couldn't get around it far enough here. There we go. I think I should show somebody this one. Alright, here's the release. Right there, this big fat line was bumping up against it. So I need to get around this thing. It's like a little hook. See that? It's a little hook. So I'm going to get up around that and pull that out of there. still in somewhat form here. Okay. Don't give you a lot of room here. Let's see if I can get that thing out of there. There we go. Now, there we go. Zoom in. Okay, let's turn it a little bit. There we go. Pulling this one, we should get this one out. Okay. Those are both, we can get those up and out of the way somehow. Upper, lower, whatever. We'll move them around later. Back her up. Okay, now we gotta see about getting that loose in here. Right up in there, there's the boot that goes around, fits the carburetor with that Phillips head clamp. I'm trying to get it in here. There we go. Probably can't see much there, but I'm loosening it. Loosen it a lot. Okay. Now let's see if we can get it loose off the carburetor. There we go. Here's where that pipe is in the way again. Let's push that down there. You see that? I just pushed it underneath the choke cable. Get it out of the way. I think this will probably just come out towards the camera, which I need two hands to do. Come off the carburetor towards the camera. Come on, baby. Okay, I had a little problem trying to get this out of here. The clamp had popped off here, see? So I rotated this thing up. It was way down here. It was way down in there, and I rotated it up here, and I was able to pull it away. So there we go. So now this thing will probably pop right out of there. Beep. Like that. Ta-da! Okay. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to mark what goes where. Okay. Wow. That was easy. Well, airbox doesn't have any mice in it. That's always a good thing. Maybe these people had a cat or something. I think this is the pipe that has to come off so that the carbs can come up. They were talking about getting things up out of the way. I think this loom might be one of them. Because what you have to, after you loosen this carbs up, I think the carbs are supposed to come off now. It's supposed to pop up, from what I understand. And this one wasn't tight. Good Lord, this screw was not tight. They must have not have done ever. I bet you these things probably were never tightened. Good God. These things are super loose. Super loose. And I think I'm going to spray some WD-40 on this side since I'm here. Around that carburetor rubber. And let's go over to the other side and see what we got over there. Boot. While I'm thinking about it, let that run around the carburetor. It isn't going to hurt nothing. Help us get it off that much better. Easier. Better. Easier. Make sure that's loosened up. And where is that hose? This is the hose that needs to come out, I think. Is it? Oh, here it is. This is the hose that needs to come out. I think that way is better. Okay. There's one of those clips on here. Where's I want to get this clip out of here before I lose it. I'm going to pull it from the other side. This is from here. It's from the air box. Oh Jesus, let's pull it through. Pull it this way first. Trying to do this shit one-handed is just for the birds. I have a hard enough time doing the stuff with two hands. Come on. Well, I'll be editing this out. Okay, I'm back. I had to take this hose out of here. Pulled it through. It's right above the front carburetors. The carburetors are loose. And somehow they say these are just supposed to pop up out of here. All by themselves. Well, I tell you what, they're feeling like they're pretty firm. They feel pretty firm. Oh, there's nothing else holding these things on. Oh. Oh, man. Wow. Make sure I got that. Yeah. Oof. Okay. Both. Well, this is an interesting spot where I'm at. The round rubbers, they're about this big, and they're up against the cylinder. And those little round things is where the carburetors fit into that round deal. They're fitting in there. And they are so hard, like the gas lines. They're just hard from 30 years. These carburetors have never been off this bike. So I've stuck my screwdriver in around the rubber, lifted the rubber up a little bit, WD-40, wherever I could get at it, because these things are so crammed in between those two heads. And I hope I can get the carburetors out. If I can't get the carburetors out, I can't rebuild it. If I can't rebuild it, it's just, you might end up having to take it to somebody else. So I sprayed my WD-40 on it and pulled around on those carburetors the best I could. And I'm just letting them soak. I'll go have dinner and I'll come back, and I've been messing with them for over an hour. Just trying to get WD-40 in them. I got one to squeak, but the other one is just tight. And what happens is that rubber adheres to the carburetor throat, and it's somewhere in that 180 degrees of rubber around there. It's stuck somewhere because I can't get them to move. If I get them to move a little bit, then I might have a little chance. I've even taken it loose from the head, so there's two clamps. There's a clamp that clamps to the jug, the piston is. One side clamps there, the other side is a clamps to the carburetor. I have both sides loose to see if I can't get them loose. I might have to see if I can't get a channel locks around them or something and trying to get them to break loose and spin. But I've got WD-40 lathered all over in there, so that's not going to hurt anything. It's just kind of messy. So we'll let them soak for a while with some WD, and hopefully, I hope they get up. Man, this thing's been a bear. Keith, you owe me big time. Oh my God. Okay. Time to eat. Bye. I got it pointed at the bike. Got the jumper pack on it. And we're going to turn it over. And a bunch of that marble mystery oil is going to come flying out of the cylinders. I put some cardboard down But we're going to turn this thing over. And hopefully it doesn't take off and go anywhere. Alright. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright. There, shut it off. There's some of the oil came out of the, let's see, that would be the left bank. And let's see, it came out of the right bank. Yeah. Oh, rag's still in there. Forgot I still have the rag on the side. I got some that must have flown past. I don't think I've got much in the front cylinder. Let's see what we have for compression. That's good. Good compression there. Put my finger over the spark hole plug on this side. Bump it a little. Okay, that's good. Shut this off. So we got some good compression. Next, I'm going to put the compression tester on there. We'll test each side. Okay, we're going to run a compression check on the front cylinder. Got her all in there, down to 0. Let's see what we come up with. So we get 121. That's good. 121 on the front cylinder. Alright, come back and we'll do the back one here. Alright, we're in the back cylinder. Let's see what kind of compression we run up here. Oh, we got to let this one out. Okay, ready to start here. That one's down a little bit. That one's, let's see, between 90 and 20, that's 40, so that's 110. 110 versus 121. So this back is a little bit lower. That's not a big thing, I don't think. Look at this thing here a little bit closer to get it out of here. It's still set on there. It's a little closer than that. Well, let's see. It's that was a 21. So we're about 18. So we're about 18. About 118. Not bad. Shut this switch off. So 121 on the front bank and 118 on the back bank. That's respectable. And I want to make sure that we had the compression, make sure the valves are opening and closing right, and everything up there is working on the top. So what I might do, I'm gonna do, is spray some brake cleaner in the carbs after I get the spark plugs in and see if this thing will fire up for a few seconds. That'll be next. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, shoot some into the carbs. I got the spark plugs in, plug wires on, and we're going to shoot some stuff in the carbs and we'll see if she's going to start. Wants to start. There it is. Alright, she runs. Cool. It's raining out right now. My garage stinks a little bit. I'll let it air out a little bit. Let me get you back up here. Hang on. Spin you back up here where you're level somewhat. Alright, back this thing as far as it's gonna go. Okay. So, I've got the Marvel Mystery Oil. Marvel Mystery Oil? Yeah. That's a whole bunch of stuff. And I just kind of showed that stuff to you for a brief moment. This is it here. And it's great to use this a lot. I use this on a couple projects. Put it down the cylinders, it gets around the rings, lubricates. And, I mean, you have to change your oil after that because you're using different things. And I didn't have any brake clean, so I had to use a little starting fluid. It ran. So I think that I can get those rubber boots that go on the cylinders go to the carburetor. Now I'm going to have to figure out a way to get them loose, or I'm going to have to cut them off. And that's a whole nother realm, because everything in there is so close. And the boots are probably only about, from the cylinder to the boot is only about this wide. Probably about 2 inches. I'm still going to work to see if I can't get the carburetors loose. So far they're in there pretty tight, but I'll work on it. The tank is done. I went in there, I kind of shook stuff around, trying to clean it up a little bit, and it's rust in it. There's rust inside that tank. So the tank is done. So I don't know what a tank for a 93 600 blah 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 is going to be. So I'll have to kind of make some tank up. Be able to get some adapters. I've got some gas tanks from some lawnmowers. I can put it on here and we can at least run it and see how it is. Haven't got the carburetors off. Haven't taken the bowls off yet. That's a big if. Those things can be complete. Maybe those carburetors are completely trashed. I don't know. So a lot of ifs. A lot of ifs to move ahead. I'm trying to get this thing done, but it starts, it runs, and we have a bunch of parts off it. All we need is the carbs. So that's what I'll be working on for the next how many hours, trying to figure out how to get the carbs off. Alright, so I don't think there's really much more, unless you want to listen to me cuss a lot. Because there's a lot of cussing going to be going on getting those carbs off, believe me. Alright, I'll come back if I got some more for today. It's, Saturday, raining. Nice out though. I like the rain. I'm kind of crazy that way. So, I'm going to get back at it. See you guys in a bit. Alright, bye. Alright. Thank you, Jesus. That's all I can say. Finally got them out. On this front one here, that's where that one's at. Didn't hurt it too much. Had to cut this one completely out. Take the spring clips around it. I can straighten those back out. I had to cut that completely out of there. That's what sits right there. And the head gets hot all the time. It just hardens up this plastic. That's all. Just hardens up this plastic. So that's where that one's at. And this one here, this one came out one piece. This one came out in one piece. So what you have to do on this one here, the carburetor has to go in there first, then this comes on, and then the carburetors come out. We'll have to put that other one on too. So I don't know how we're going to do that. Maybe I'll have to try to put that one on there, slide the carburetor. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I think we're going to have to get the carburetor in first and then put these rubber deals in second. But yeah, now clean off the bench and we'll crack open the bottom of that carburetor and see how bad it is. That's the next video installment here. So that took me about an hour, just very carefully cutting this thing. You had no choice, you know, to cut this thing to get it off. Get that carbs, you never get the carbs off. You just wouldn't. So let me clean the top of this off and set something up here, and we'll take the bowl off one of those carburetors and we'll see how bad it is. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, we're back. We're going to take the bottoms off one of these carburetors and see what we have here. Still good. Okay. Oh, that bugger's in there. There we go. Yes, little fix. Finish. So 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And let's see what this thing looks like. Hey, not too bad. As you can see, there's a little grit in there. I can feel a little, oh, maybe that's the bottom of the bowl. Okay, there's something in the bottom of the bowl there. Not too bad. That one's not too bad either. Probably got some crud in it somewhere, but pretty clean. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to get new bowl gaskets for sure. And if I'm getting bowl gaskets, I'll probably end up getting some other stuff in here. Back it up. Yay! Okay. So, we're looking good. I'll have to make the list. You know, he's probably going to end up having to spend a couple $100 on this. And that's even before he gets a gas tank. I'll have to go see what a gas tank is going to run for. Somebody has to have one, I'm sure, off something. But I can rig up a makeshift tank off one of the lawnmowers that I have. Just get a line that steps from 1/4 to 3/8. Maybe I can get a little adapter that'll go from 1/4 to 3/8. And clamp it on the frame and fire the thing up and run it. Fires. Runs on ether. I think it should run. Carburetors don't look too bad, but I've had carburetors that, you know, were nice and clean and I just couldn't get them to work right. So we'll see. It is a project. Alright, well, let's see what I come up for a total, and this might end up being the end of part 2 until we can get some parts. Or I'll just wait until I get some parts and keep going. Try to keep it, you know, half hour, 40 minutes. Don't want to bore you too much. Alright, this is Rick. Saturday night, raining. I'm done for the day. Alright, bye.
least there's still daylight out.
Well, I'm taping.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that.
So you bring me some beer?
Do you want? Fuck you, tell me, baby. I'll go get some.
So everybody, this is Keith. This is his bike we're working on here. After you watch these videos, you're gonna realize how much of a friend you are.
Okay, good. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'll take it.
No, well, it's fine. We're gonna talk turkey now. I'll get back to you later. All right, we got the thumbs up. I'm gonna order the parts for the bike: carb oil, filter oil, the adapter from the 1/4 inch to 3/8 from the lawnmower gas tank. And we're going to rebuild the carbs and get those new boots, and we're going to put it back together. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some stuff better when I put it back together. There were some segments there. You're looking at my, you're looking at my sleeve. You couldn't see what I was doing. I try to edit that stuff out, and then I kind of forget the angles. Sometimes I can't get this camera where I'm at, so. But, hey, I'm not a big production like some of these places. They got new shops. There's a couple of these big-time YouTubers out there. They're making some good coin. They got channels and they got over 100,000 viewers and all that stuff, which is nice, I guess. But I'm just a little guy here just trying to make stuff for you. I have... What do I have? 47, I think, 46, 47 viewers. I've been on for 4 years. I don't know. I make these because I like them. You'll see some of my, sometimes people don't even watch. 2 or 3 people watch them, and I'm like, okay, I thought it was worth, thought it was worth making. Okay, well, this one's definitely, somebody better be watching this one. This is a good one. So, this is going to be the end of part 2, and we'll get some parts in, and that'll be part 3. All right, and possibly part 4. All right, see ya. Bye. Be nice to your neighbor. All right.